Hello there, and welcome to Dry Eyed Girlfriend, the podcast where beauty, wellness, and science come together in the most eye-opening way. I'm Angela, your advocate, wellness enthusiast, and go-to girlfriend for all things dry eye. Sure, there's plenty of science and medical jargon out there, but where is the real talk? I created this show to raise awareness, share practical solutions, and bring you episodes with global experts, holistic health pros, industry insiders, and women just like you who are navigating the same journey. We talk about everything from nutrition and skincare to the most up-to-date science in dry eye. Because when we start connecting the dots between lifestyle and eye health, everything starts to get a whole lot clearer. Let's get into it. Hey, and welcome to Dry Eyed Girlfriend. This is the first episode and my welcome episode to you. I wanted to just walk you through why I started this show and what my personal dry eye journey has been and how I really feel a nudge to raise awareness about this topic, connect the dots between lifestyle, beauty, and nutrition. And this is, to me, the best way to do it. Let's get into it. So if I think back, I've probably had dry eye for maybe 25 years and not diagnosed for many of those years. And I think that that's the same story for many of you. A lot of my girlfriends that I talk to, when we start talking about the symptoms of dry eye, a lot of them are having an aha moment as though this is something that they think is normal, but it's not. So for me, I wasn't able to tolerate my contact lenses ever, actually. So I started wearing contacts in my 20s when I started university, and I definitely wasn't able to tolerate my contact lenses. It always felt like there was a gritty piece of sand in my eye, or my eyes would start to water. And honestly, I just thought that's normal. I don't know, when you're first starting to wear contact lenses, it's almost like this period of time where your eyes have to adjust and get used to it. So I just thought that was normal. And honestly, after like 6-7 months, I'm like, this is not normal. So I stopped wearing contacts and just put that aside. And then, of course, I don't know, I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, and the makeup trend was, lots of eye makeup, everything from waterproof mascara to using liner in your waterline to define your eyes. And I literally wore my makeup like that for years and didn't realize that that was causing dry eye. Not to mention the introduction of screens and everything to do with screens, lower blinking time, eye strain. I experienced all of it. My eyes started to chronically water, especially in the winter. I would notice my eyes watering. And where I feel I'm lucky in my dry eye journey is I actually started in 2012 with a pharmaceutical company that specialized in eye care. And so that's where I started to meet a lot of ophthalmologists and understand more about eye health and the connection to body health. It goes on and on and on. And in 2016, I actually started to represent a dry eye drug. It was the only one on the market at the time. And to give you a little background on me, my degree is in food and nutrition. So I've always gone after my health from a nutrition and holistic standpoint, but I also see the role for pharmaceuticals, especially in eye care. And so when I started to learn more about dry eye through the training that we received, I actually went to the Dry Eye University. Of course, I'm like, this is what this is. Like, I've had dry eye for years. Here I am at the Dry Eye University, and I get to mix and mingle with the global experts in the space of dry eye. And lucky for me, I got to meet my now dear friend, Dr. Laura Perryman, who is a cornea specialist based out of Seattle, and in my opinion, one of the top dry eye specialists in North America, potentially the globe. Anyway, so her and I connected. There were vendors there with all of the diagnostic tools, and I ended up having my meibomian glands scanned. And she came over, read my results, and about 50% of my meibomian glands had dropped out. Meaning these glands are the glands that produce those important oils that keep your tears on your eyes and have many other roles. This is why my eyes were watering. This is why my eyes felt dry and gritty and I had visual fluctuations at night. This was why. And so her and I got to talk about everything from how I wore my makeup, what stage of life I'm in, what type of pharmaceuticals I'm on, everything. And each case is so complex and so individualized, and mine was just that. So I definitely honed in on the nutrition aspect of it. Omega-3s are exceptionally important for anyone with dry eye and the right ratio. I upped my vitamin D. I started to look at my diet from a reduced inflammation standpoint because the root cause of dry eye is inflammation. I took that seriously and I went down the road of also looking at reducing my stress level. At that point in time, everybody experiences stress. I'm sure that, everybody could say right now, I can definitely benefit from reducing my stress levels. So, I focused on that. I started to move my body more. I started to really get back into, a reset of overall health. And at the time, I was using a couple of different pharmaceutical drops and non-preservative eye drops because I had access, and those were working really well for me. Reducing overall inflammation for all of those lifestyle and dietary practices I was doing was really helping. I was increasing my hydration, all of it. Lo and behold, you go on a trip, then your microbiome gets affected and you have to go on antibiotics and you're at square one. And anytime I would have a disruption with my gut, I would notice that my dry eye symptoms would be worse and I'm kind of starting over again. So it's a journey. It's a journey. Right now I feel great. Right now I feel like I have it under control, but it's like anything. You don't want to be alone in a journey that has seasons and changes. And when I started to think about that, the privilege that I've had, just knowing all of these eye doctors and having access to them, it really started to make me feel like I needed to build a community around awareness of dry eye, around the connection of lifestyle and nutrition and beauty, which is such a huge component of dry eye from a prevention standpoint as well as a treatment standpoint. And so Dry Eye Girlfriend was born. I have a website that has a ton of information, dryeyeGirlfriend.com. And now this platform where I really want to build a community of women, 40 plus especially. You start to see an increase in your dry eye symptoms with perimenopause and hormonal fluctuations and all of the other things that happen in your 40s plus. So really this is that space. It's a soft landing. I really want it to be rooted in science, community, and other people's journeys as well, because I find the more I start talking about dry eye to friends and acquaintances, the more aha moments they're having. And the more I feel like this is a necessity. I think that this is something that's important to be talked about. That's how this podcast was born. So I hope that you guys see value in this. I hope that you join me on this journey. And I'm really looking forward to what's to come. I have a lot of amazing guests lined up, everything from ophthalmologists that specialize in dry eye, optometrists that specialize in dry eye, industry insiders, people that are on a lowering stress journey, nutrition-based professionals, makeup artists, makeup formulators. It's going to be really fun. So I think that there's something for everyone, whether you have dry eye or not, and you want to prevent dry eye. This is going to be a great space for you to spend 30, 40 minutes with me. So without further ado, I am so excited that this has gone live and you're joining me. Let the journey begin. Thanks for tuning in to Dry Eye Girlfriend, where beauty, wellness, and science come together to support your eyes and your life. If today's episode helped you feel seen, gave you that aha moment, or just made you feel a little more understood, share it with a friend, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps more women find this space and feel less alone on their dry eye journey. Remember, dry eye isn't just something to deal with, it's something you can manage with the right support, smart choices, and a little girlfriend guidance. I'll be back soon with more real talk, expert tips, and conversations that keep your eyes and spirit feeling bright. See you next time.